My God, I hate drugs.
Nakababahala yan ang inamin ng palasyo sa mga ulat na lumapag na sa Parcel Islands sa West Philippine Sea ang bomber planes ng China. Sabi ni Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque, bukod sa armado, may posibilidad ng human error sa pag-discharge ng bomba mula sa bomber planes. At ang una raw na maepektuhan ang ruta na dinadaanan ng supply ng gasolina at iba pang export at import goods. Pero kung tatanungin daw si Pangulong Duterte, kampante raw ito na hindi banta sa seguridad ng bansa ang China. Mas pinatibay na raw kasi ang relasyon ng dalawang bansa.
After President Duterte accepted actor Cesar Montano's resignation as the head of the Tourism Promotions Board, an official of the agency says this is a welcome development. Our AC Nichols reports Malacanang is leaving it up to the Ombudsman to look into the alleged irregularities of TPB's projects, including the multi-million peso Buhay Karinderya program.
A tourism official describes actor Cesar Montano's resignation as Tourism Promotions Board or TPB chief as the best move, at least to his former co-workers. TPB Deputy Chief Maricon Hebron says the agency's officials and employees are taking his sudden exit well. Hebron says TPB staff are looking forward to promoting the country without having to deal with other issues.
Tainted yung name namin. No? We don't want that to happen because ISO certified kami. So, you know, we have always been very professional in promoting the Philippines. And that's part of our mandate really is that, you know, we develop the country as a main tourist destination in Southeast Asia. Yeah. Talagang it's a welcome development.
Montano had faced complaints and issues since assuming office in 2016. This includes a supposed rushed speech at a Philippine tourism presentation in New York so he could watch a Broadway musical. He is also under investigation for supposedly approving, without proper bidding, the multi-million Buhay Karinderya project to promote Filipino home-cooked meals. Following his resignation on May 21st, Montano recommends the 3 highest-ranking TPB officials to be designated officer in charge, including Hebron. Hebron is hoping someone from the ranks will replace Montano to avoid mistakes in operations.
Dapat siguro the president or whoever appoints a new one should really choose someone who knows the job and who come from the ranks or perhaps from the private sector, who already know how, you know, the dealings of this office is.
Aside from Buhay Karinderya, Hebron says the Montano-led TPB spent millions on projects without proper bidding and were not approved by the board of directors. One that supposedly cost 15 million pesos was a video production to promote diving in the country. Hebron says the production group was from Hong Kong.
We should get from here because if you have to procure that, dapat ibid yun. There are other suppliers of the same. Hindi unique sa kanila yon.
In the meantime, Malacanang is leaving it up to the Ombudsman to look into the alleged irregularities.
The Ombudsman has a constitutional mandate to conduct preliminary investigation to determine if they should be charged in court for violating the anti-graft law.
CNN Philippines is reaching out to Montano for his side but has yet to get a response. AC Nichols, CNN Philippines.
It was Tourism Secretary Bernard Romulo Puyat who confirmed to CNN Philippines last night that Montano resigned. When pressed for more details, Puyat said, quote, "I would like to consider this matter closed from my active involvement, but I trust that COA will get to the bottom of this episode," unquote. COA is the Commission on Audit. The House Appropriations Committee approves the 1.16 billion peso supplemental budget for Dengvaxia vaccinees. The Health Department says it will use the money to help all vaccinees who need medical assistance regardless of their sickness. Joyce Ilas tells us more.
Paano po kung operahan yung anak ko? 100,000 ang gagastusin ko. Saan ko po yun kukunin?
Girlie Samonte says her son needs to undergo an angiogram after a vessel in his brain ruptured. The angiogram costs 55,000 pesos. Samonte says her son started to experience health problems 6 months after he was vaccinated with Dengvaxia.
Kung humihingi sa inyo ng tulong, nasaan ibigay po yung nararapat doon sa mga batang vaccines. Hindi po kami humihingi ng sobra.
Speaking during the House Appropriations Committee hearing, the Department of Health assures Samonte that they will shoulder all the medical expenses of her son. Aside from Samonte, the DOH also assures parents of Dengvaxia vaccinees that the DOH will shoulder all medical expenses of children vaccinated with Dengvaxia. Once the 1.16 billion peso supplemental budget for Dengvaxia vaccinees has been passed into law. The supplemental budget seeks to tap the 1.16 billion pesos the Dengvaxia manufacturer Sanofi Pasteur earlier refunded to the Philippine government.
Kahit po ano ang sakit, basta po ang bata ay na-injeksyonan ng Dengvaxia, wala pong tanong-tanong if it's connected, possibly connected or not connected to the illness. But all children, all 900,000 children po na nabakunahan, basta nagkasakit po sila at may card, whether outpatient or inpatient po, sasagutin natin yung kanilang pangangailangan.
On Tuesday, the House Appropriations Committee approved the supplemental budget. Under the bill, more than 945 million pesos will be allotted for the medical assistance program for admitted patients or outpatients. 45 million pesos will be used to pay for supplies and medicines of Dengvaxia vaccinees, and 78 million pesos will be used to pay for the salary of 1,250 nurses and health professionals that will profile, assess, and monitor Dengvaxia patients.
Isa-isa po nilang pupuntahan yung mga bata sa listahan, kukunan po ng information, ng full information, medical history, a survey po on the health status of the child, and then they will be oriented po and navigated kung saan po nila i-access ang health system kung sakali po may maramdaman yung bata.
Should parents need assistance from the DOH, they may contact the DOH hotline at 711-1001 and 711-1002. Meanwhile, the DOH reports that as of this month, a total of 87 Dengvaxia vaccinees have already died. Of this, 11 died due to dengue, despite being vaccinated. The DOH says a failure of the vaccine is expected because the vaccine has been tested to be only 65 to 80% effective.
May mga ibang cases tayo na namatay sila na bakunahan, pero nung tinest sila for dengue antigen and for dengue antibodies, wala silang na-mount na any form of defense against dengue. So mukhang hindi talaga siya effective sa lahat.
The DOH, however, maintains that so far, there is still no direct proof that Dengvaxia caused the death of these children. Joyce Ila, CNN Philippines.
Calls are mounting for the government to take a stronger stance against China's deployment of bomber planes in contested waters. In separate statements, Acting Chief Justice Antonio Carpio and Vice President Leni Robredo said the government should file a diplomatic protest against China over the incident. These statements come after reports of long-range H-6K bombers landing for the first time and conducting exercises on Woody Island last week. The island is part of the Paracel Island chain contested by China, Taiwan, and Vietnam. The Philippines is well within the combat radius of the nuclear-capable bombers. Speaking to CNN Philippines House National Defense and Security Committee Vice Chairman Rufi Biazon believes countries with claims in the South China Sea should unite against Beijing's aggressive moves.
Well, the statement that Malacanang is concerned
expresses serious concern.
Yeah, expresses their serious concern is, of course, welcome and expected. But we do hope that there would be a stronger action taken after that statement. A diplomatic protest is in order, but we can still do more by engaging our allies, engaging other countries who have interests.
In a briefing this morning, presidential spokesman Harry Roque said China's ownership of Woody Island does not concern the Philippines.
Position po nila yan, no? Pero tayo po, meron tayong arbitral decision. Now, let me qualify kasi yung pinaglandingan ng bombers, hindi naman natin kiniklaim yun, ha? Woody is not an area that we have any claims on, no?
We know that, sir.
Of course, kaya nga meron dispute, eh. Eh di kapag hindi nila sinabing hindi sa kanila yon at sa Pilipinas yon, eh di wala nang dispute. But we have also said that what is ours is ours. Just because we have not said anything in that regard does not mean we're not doing it. Goes without saying that that possibility is there, that we're quietly working with our ASEAN neighbors, especially those with similar claims.
China downplayed the issue, saying concerned countries need not over-interpret their presence in the South China Sea. Its foreign ministry reiterates, quote, South China Sea islands are China's territory and that relevant military activities there are normal. Well, here are today's global headlines. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence warns North Korea that it could end up like Libya if it fails to make a nuclear deal with the United States. He spoke in an interview that aired Monday on Fox News. When it was noted that the comparison could be interpreted as a threat, Pence replied, quote, "Well, I think it's more of a fact," unquote. U.S. President Donald Trump's National Security Advisor John Bolton was the first to make the comparison between North Korea and Libya. A North Korean official said Bolton's comments were indicative of an, quote, "awfully sinister move," unquote, against the regime of Kim Jong-un. Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi agreed to abandon his nuclear ambitions in exchange for sanctions relief in the early 2000s. Within years, Gaddafi was overthrown and killed by rebels backed by Washington, D.C. The United Nations warns that the production and trafficking of methamphetamine or meth in the Mekong Delta of Southeast Asia is rising at alarming levels. The area has long been notorious for opium and heroin, especially the so-called Golden Triangle of Laos, Myanmar, and Thailand. But experts say organized criminal groups have invested in meth as a response to market forces. It's also easy to hide and move the laboratories where the drug is made. The warnings about the escalating drug trade came during a meeting of drug and law enforcement officials in Myanmar's capital. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime says the regional drug market for both heroin and methamphetamine is estimated to be worth around $40 billion. And Starbucks stores in the U.S. are now open to all, no purchase necessary. The company informed employees on Friday that people can gather in cafes and patios even if they don't buy drinks. Store bathrooms are also available to everyone. The policy change follows an uproar over the way two black men were treated at a Starbucks in Philadelphia last month. One of the men asked to use the bathroom, but an employee told him it was only for paying customers. When the pair then sat in the store without ordering anything, the manager called police and the men were arrested for trespassing. No charges were filed. Starbucks later apologized to the men and said it will close 8,000 U.S. stores on May 29 for racial bias training.